So Western New York Heroes, those of you that aren't familiar, we have a bunch of different programs within our organization. We have a Heroes Bridge program, which is one of our biggest programs, and that is any type of financial assistance for rent, mortgage, and utilities. A lot of times people will reach out where perhaps they need a roof or they need some foundation repair. Unfortunately, that is not something within our scope. I wish it was. But we are always looking for other programs that do perhaps help with that type of situation. So we always encourage them to fill out a financial grant. And with the CVEB and other programs such as this, it's great to be able to collaborate and link together and find out what programs are out there. But within our Heroes Bridge, it is the rent, mortgage, and utilities that is our main focus. We do have a Positive for Heroes program, which is actually becoming one of our more stronger, bigger programs, if you will. We have over 82 veterans paired up with service dogs currently at this time. It was restricted to combat veterans initially as how the program had started, but we have opened it up to any type of military related traumas or situations that would endure somebody to need a service animal. They have to be referred by a medical doctor to get into that program. And the only financial requirement is going to be that you are putting food on the table for yourself. So we want to make sure that the veteran themselves are sustainable in order to then take on a service animal and being able to take care of any extra needs that they have. We do cover almost everything. And the reason I say almost is we cover all the training, we cover all their food, bowls, leashes, everything during their time in training. Once they're completely trained, we don't just drop them. We make sure every few months we stay in touch with the veteran, make sure that they are still meeting the needs of both the dog as well as themselves within the mental health field, as well as the service animal, staying abreast to all the training. We make sure that they are receiving any type of counseling. We do not discourage that to stop. We want them to keep on going with their counseling, with any medication that they may perhaps be on. This is not to replace any type of counseling or psychiatric care that they may need. This is simply to help them to get out into the community and maybe help with the care that they're already receiving. We have a Little Heroes program. And please, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I did type up to our information. Please feel free to stop me. I'm trying to send our information. There we go. Feel free to stop me and I will slow down because I'm talking pretty fast. And also feel free to contact me as well. Our Little Heroes program is a program focused on any type of finances that they will need, up to $250, and we have also pushed it up to $500 due to COVID and due to other restrictions that families may have with financial stress that has been going on during this pandemic. So we will pay up to $500 for any type of programs that their children may be interested in, whether it be basketball or traditional sports, if you will, to something we like to think outside the box as well to keep the children active. We've had situations where a child was obese and they needed a program where they were at the YMCA and they were able to continue any type of health and wellness programs within there. And so we do also accommodate to that, or horseback riding or other programs that they may want to take part in and perhaps their family can't afford it. So we want to always encourage that. We have an Adopt a Hero program, which a lot of you are familiar with, and I know that we have worked with Veterans One Stop as well, kind of comparing notes to make sure that veterans are not applying for several different organizations to receive similar assistance. So we pair them up with sponsors within the community, and they are able to get a Christmas, if you will, or a holiday, or just winter apparel if that is what they need. So it doesn't have to be somebody that celebrates Christmas. Just during the winter times when your electric bills, your heat bills are a lot greater, sometimes that puts a burden and a stress on people's finances. So we do take that into consideration. We also have a backpack drive, which back to school time frame, which will be kicking off here soon. And last year, even with the pandemic, we were able to accommodate 124 backpacks to families. We did it very differently. We usually will have our office set up in disarray, and we will have stations set up of age appropriate items on up to the expensive calculators, which are usually very few and far in between because of the cost. We would have the children come in with their school supply lists and check off as they went and filled their backpack. They would pick the backpack and then go through, and then they would be able to fill their backpacks with items that they would need for school. With the pandemic, we did almost like a drive-through situation where we put basic needs in the backpacks. They were all pre-filled. We had the kids point and pick out their backpack from their vehicle with their families. If they were the only family, they were able to get out of the vehicle. Of course, things are a lot different a year later now, so we'll see how that goes. But we did a drive-through backpack, and people just drove through our parking lot and were able to pick them up. Again, it wasn't everything that they needed, but with people being homeschooled and Zoom, and we took that into consideration too, that maybe the supplies weren't as needed and different supplies were needed, such as headphones and whatnot for us to accommodate the Zoom. We do have 3 academic scholarships as well for any college students, whether it be a dependent or the veteran themselves. If it is the veteran themselves and or the dependent, we have to make sure that they have exhausted any type of post 9/11 GI Bill or any GI Bills that they may be entitled to. So that is in the amount of $1,500. And the deadline is actually now. With me just putting it out there, we can extend that. If anybody has somebody that they're focusing on, please get a hold of me right away, because we usually end it now and pick at the beginning of July. With everybody out on vacation, we have a couple extra days, so please feel free to reach out to me and I will definitely make accommodations. We do have a couple applicants in, but I don't know exactly how many. Operation Boots is our peer-to-peer program. It has exploded. It has gone from 8 sitting at out to breakfast and 3 of us being staff to now we have 75 that come out the last Friday of every month. We do a breakfast at the original Pancake House. Especially with COVID, we do have to have you register, and all of that is on our social media. And I put that in the link if you can see the chat on the side. All of our social medias, we have a private Facebook group for our female veterans group for our peer-to-peer. Reason being, they want to speak openly, they want to have that camaraderie. Not that we're trying to exclude any males from that, but we want to have a little bit of a separate group just for that and to accommodate to the female veterans who aren't comfortable in being in a collaborated group. Every month we do a male dinner as well as a female dinner and a collaborated. So we do try and focus on the veterans as a whole and keeping the privacy of the veterans that aren't comfortable with being in a bigger group setting as well. Our peer-to-peer programs also, we will do family events every month. We try and host family events where they can get together, and this way they can bring a spouse. Maybe there's a veteran that doesn't feel comfortable with going without a spouse or a significant other, and or they don't have the childcare, which is a huge issue. I'm sure we can all agree on. The childcare issues is very expensive, or there's a lack of. So we have a lot of single moms and a lot of single dads that do take part in those events as well, where they can bring their children. And what great way to get the kids to get to know each other too, and form those friendships as well. So as a whole, that's pretty much all of it. I know I talked really fast. I gave myself a headache from talking so fast. Oh, I do have one more thing too. A lot of people do call and they're trying to donate items. Such as clothing or bedding or beds, even furniture. We don't have the storage for that, but there is also a great need for that. We have veterans often calling. I'm working with a veteran right now, a female veteran, looking for a bed. We unfortunately can't accommodate that, but we do refer a lot of people to the Hope Project, and I don't know how many people are familiar with them, but they are fantastic. And I'll put their information too if anybody is interested in hearing more about them. They're right in the Eastern Hills Mall, and they are free of charge. They are for veterans, for domestic violence, for elderly, anybody in the senior community. If you have somebody that's financially restrained, you can have them give me a call and I can get them connected with them. Again, it's the whole project of Western New York. They're fabulous. We do a lot of donations to them. Whenever we're doing a clean out where we have extra clothing or toys, we'll bring it over to them. And they've even opened their doors after hours. We had a domestic violence case that we were working with Amherst Police Department, and they've opened the doors after business hours. And we were able literally to go in the back door of the Eastern Hills Mall and get these children clothed, get them basic cleaning supplies and everything that they needed to get into a safe place. So they're fantastic, and I definitely give them 2 thumbs up. And now I have UPS here. So I'm gonna put myself on mute. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to get a hold of me and let me know.